And concerning our course, this is the last lecture with each other. Okay. First, I will take the attendance. We have 14 students right now. Yes, let me take the attendance fast because we need to finish today the types of paragraphs because as I told you, this is the last session. Okay, well, yes, Rama.
Yes, here.
Yes, Iman.
Here.
Thuraya.
Yes, here.
جمعة. محمد ناموس. مصعب سرميني. لبنى صباح.
Yes, here.
اوكي، عبد الغني. أحمد راعي.
I'm here, Prof.
اوكي، أساور. آلاء الرشيد.
Yes,
آلاء.
yes, my teacher.
اوكي. فضاء. أسماء بلال. سلطان بدوي. I think those aren't attending. I don't know why. Are they here? سلطان، أسماء، فضاء. محمود.
Yes.
أحمد هواش. أحمد هواش. not here. وائل حجر ياسين.
Yes, I'm here.
واصل.
Yes, here.
نور.
Yes, here.
رؤى.
I'm here.
رؤى.
Yes, I'm here.
اوكي. مرام. مرام عبد الله.
Yes, here.
اوكي.
Yes, here.
yes. خالد. خالد تهاني هيثم.
Yes, yes, here.
Yes, Khalid is here.
No, yes. Khalid.
Oh, hi, and Haytham. Tahani, not here. Okay, so Tahani not here. Anyone? I missed his or her name. Okay, great. No one. So I will share the screen. Last lecture we talked about the first type of a paragraph, right? Which is a descriptive paragraph. Is it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's clear.
Great. So we said before that we have so many types of paragraph, but we will focus on the most common ones or on the three main types, which are narrative, descriptive, and expository. And I think we've started with narrative or descriptive. Can you remind me?
Narrative.
Narrative, okay. So we finish it, right? We finished narrative.
Yes.
Paragraph. So today we will discuss descriptive and expository. Both are easy, not difficult. We will finish them today, and if we have enough time, we will have like examples on them. Okay, so let's start today with, or before starting today, you see here many examples, okay, many samples of paragraphs. All of them are examples of narrative paragraphs, as you see here, okay. The type that we had it last lecture. You will see many examples. And the more you read examples, the more you will understand the idea of this type, and the more you will get a benefit in order to write similar one, okay? Yes, today we will discuss the descriptive paragraph. Descriptive paragraph is the function of this paragraph. This type is to describe something or somebody, or maybe some place, or maybe some situation, okay? So this type of paragraph describes like yasif, and descriptive is al-wasfi, okay? Describes something and shows the reader what a thing, a person, a place maybe, or a situation is like in detail. So maybe you will discuss, maybe you will describe your favorite person, your role model, for example. Maybe you will describe your favorite place. Maybe you will describe your favorite food, okay? Or you will describe some situation that you had it before, okay? It just describe something, somebody, someplace, okay? So that is, the reader cannot see it, but knows what it looks like, because the reader cannot see that situation that you were in. So you need to describe it to the reader using some adjectives, some prepositions. For example, if you are describing a place, so you need to mention many prepositions. You need, for example, you are describing your favorite place, which is your village, for example, your village, okay? You need to describe up the hills, down the street, for example, between the trees, okay? You need to use some prepositions in order like to show the idea. Or maybe you are describing your favorite person, so you need to give us some adjectives. For example, he is nice, he is kind, he is generous. Some adjectives in order to describe this person. You see? So the words chosen in this description often appeal to 5 senses: touch, smell, sight, sound, and taste. 5 senses like al-hawas al-khamsi. So you need to use some words in order, for example, you are describing a favorite place, so you need to use some adjectives concerning the sight sense in order to make us as readers think of the sight of the place, okay? Maybe you are describing your favorite food, so you need to make us like as we taste this food, okay? So you need to describe it in exciting words. On the other hand, the reader cannot taste, but he knows whether it is sultry or sweet. He cannot touch, but he knows which texture is it. So using your adjectives in order to describe this thing, in order to give details about this thing. So me as a reader, for example, I will know that your favorite food, for example, is dessert, is sweet, or it is a kind of food, okay? Using your adjectives, using your description. For example, you might need to describe a city for an essay about life abroad. The equipment in an experiment for laboratory report, or a person's appearance. For example, you are describing appearance like a shape of a person, using some vocabulary or some adjectives. Maybe you are describing your favorite city. Maybe you are describing the life abroad. Okay, for example, you travel somewhere, so you are describing the life abroad. Okay, so this is mainly to describe a place or a person or a thing. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, so the most important thing in writing descriptive paragraphs is using adjectives and prepositions. Why are those like necessary in writing descriptive paragraphs? Because when you are describing a place or a person, you need to use some adjectives. You need to say, for example, my grandmother is kind. Okay, so this is an adjective. My grandmother, for example, is short, not tall, for example. So this is an adjective. You need to use some adjectives in order to deliver the idea, to deliver the message. And preposition, when you are describing a place or a city or, for example, some land or something, you need to say, for example, upon, on, in, across, behind, in front of. Those are prepositions, so you need to use them in order to explain something or describe a place. So description of a place may answer some of this question. For example, I'm asking you to describe your favorite place. So you need to think of these questions. You need to think of them. You need to consider their answers in order to like have a full image in your mind to answer those questions in a form of paragraph. For example, I'm asking you to write about your favorite place. So you need to keep in mind, where is the place? You need to tell us where is located, where is this place? You need to tell us how big is it? Is it big? Is it small? How warm or cold is this place? How does the place make you feel, for example? And why? What things you can see in this place? What colors do you see? Okay, those are some helpful questions for you in order to describe your favorite place. Okay, so you need to keep them in your mind. Okay, so this is the descriptive paragraph. You see, it is very simple. We have here some samples, some examples. In the first example, we have descriptive paragraph. We have some students in waiting room, yes. We have in the first paragraph, this is a descriptive paragraph, which is to describe a person. Okay, here the writer is describing his grandmother. Okay, in paragraph number 2, the author or writer describing a favorite place. Okay, and in model paragraph 17, he is describing his little kitten. You know kitten, which is a little cat. Okay, so maybe he is, for example, describing the appearance, the shape of somebody, or the character or personality of his grandmother, maybe. Okay, so let's read one of them as an example, okay, to see how we use words or adjectives in order to describe somebody or some place. In this paragraph, we are here, the paragraph is to describe the grandmother of the writer. Yes, please, who can read this one?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
When I was young, I admired my grandmother for her
I
strength.
admired.
I admired my grandmother for her strength and kindness. She was not very big. In fact, she was tiny and very thin. She was strong and tough. She lived by
And tough.
herself. She lived by herself. When I was a child, I saw her almost every day, and she and I would talk about everything. She was a very happy person and was always smiling and joking, and she often made me laugh. My grandmother was also very patient, and she would listen to all my problems. She gave me very good advice whenever I needed it. She never got annoyed with me. I also liked to spend time with her because she had interesting stories to tell me about her own childhood and life experience. When I was young, my grandmother was my best friend.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I have a question for you. As I told you in the descriptive paragraph, we need to use adjectives in order to describe somebody or describe some place. And maybe we need prepositions in order to describe some place or some city or something. In this paragraph, we are using certain adjectives. So I need you to pick them up. Okay, I need you to tell me about the adjectives used in this paragraph. Yes, who can give me the first one? We have so many adjectives here.
Young,
Yes, this is number one, young. Yes.
strong,
Sorry?
Yes. Big, very big.
Big, yes. What else?
thin,
Tiny and thin.
Tiny and thin.
Tiny
Very
and
good.
thin. And
Very
thin.
good. Yes, what else?
Long and tough.
Strong and tough. Very good. Yes, what else?
Strength and kidneys.
Strength
Patient.
and kindness. Yes, this is like noun, not adjectives, but they are meant to describe a person. So we can consider
Happy.
them correct. Okay. Yes, happy. Very good. What else?
Smiling and joking.
Smiling and joking. Yes, those are verbs, but those are meant to describe a person that he is kind because he smiles all the time. Okay, so this is correct, no problem. Yes, what else?
Patient. Patient.
Patient, very good.
Childhood,
Childhood. No, childhood is not an adjective.
yes.
Childhood is a noun, which means الطفولة. Okay, so this is not adjective in order to describe something. Yes, what else?
Interesting.
Interesting stories. It is like to describe the stories of my grandmother.
Stories.
Interesting stories, maybe, yes. And maybe we can say my best friend, which is like an adjective to describe that person is loyal or good. Okay?
Very
Yes.
happy.
Sorry?
Very happy.
Very happy, yes. Yes, happy is an adjective also. Yes, when
It's
I
finished.
was... Sorry?
لا بقول it's finished يعني انتهوا ماضى.
Yes, yes, very good. So you see that I used so many adjectives to describe my grandmother. Okay, so I think we have almost 10 adjectives in this paragraph. When I was young, I admired like I respect this person. Okay, because I like him, I respect him or her. Okay, so I admired, it means I respected My grandmother for her strength and kindness. She was not very big. In fact, she was tiny and very thin. Tiny here means like not very tall. She was like short or something. Okay, so in this context, it means like short, not tall. She was strong and tough. Tough here, the same meaning as strong. Tough and strong.
Hard or hard.
We don't say, if I say, for example, the test was tough, it means, or the situation was tough, it means that it was hard or difficult. Okay, but when I describe a person, so tough can it can be like the meaning of strong person. Okay, and it can hold the meaning of like difficult to deal with. Okay, like صعب المعشر or something. Okay, but I think in this context it has a positive meaning, which is like strong, not difficult to deal with. Okay, because you see that the author said that I admired my grandmother, so I liked her, I loved her, so she was strong, not difficult to deal with. She lived by herself. When I was a child, I saw her almost every day, and she and I would talk about everything. She was a very happy person, and she was always smiling and joking, and she often made me laugh. My grandmother was also very patient, and she would listen to all my problems. She gave me very good advice whenever I needed. She never got annoyed with me. Okay, pay attention to using preposition correctly with the adjective annoyed, which is with. Annoyed with, يعني منزعج من. In Arabic we say من, but in English we say annoyed with. Annoyed with. I also liked to spend time with her because she had interesting story to tell me about her own childhood and life experiences. When I was young, my grandmother was my best friend. Do you have any new vocabulary you need me to explain? Okay, so this is
No, it's clear.
okay, thank you. This is a descriptive paragraph. You see that I am describing a person, so I used a lot of adjectives. Okay. And in body, but on paragraph number 2, here I'm describing a place. Okay. So you will see also many adjectives and many prepositions because I'm describing a place. Okay, so I need to use some prepositions. All right. So who can read this? Yes, Ru'a, go ahead.
Yes, my favorite place to relax is a small cafe down the street from where I live. This cafe is on a small side street. As soon as you see it, you feel like going in. There are 3 windows on either side of the door, and each window has a small window box with brightly colored flowers. There is a small wooden in the cafe, and as you go in, you can see a dozen small tables all around the room. Even though it is not a big place, its size makes it very cozy and comfortable. I always like to sit at a small table in the corner near the front windows. From here, I can look at the artwork on walls and the pretty green plants uh, han- uh, hanging
Yes, hanging
from the ceiling with a strong cup of coffee and a good book. I feel very happy and relaxed in my favorite cafe.
Thank you very much, Ru'a. Yes, it's your turn all to give me some adjectives and preposition. Let's start with preposition, or let's start with adjectives. Yes, can you give me some adjectives?
Small. Small.
Sorry?
So, small,
Small and small.
small.
Small. Yes. Which line?
The first,
Yes.
First line.
Yes, small. Yes, very good. We have favorite, maybe. Right? Yes, what else?
Comfortable.
Comfortable, very good. Yes.
There are
Colored.
three.
Colored, excellent.
Wooden,
brightly,
Wooden, very good. Sorry?
brightly,
Brightly is as an adverb, okay, not an adjective. Colored is best one, which is an
A
adjective.
big.
Big, yes.
Cozy
cozy,
Cozy, very good.
and comfortable.
Comfortable and relaxed, happy. You see, here I'm describing my situation or my feeling about this place. Okay, thank you. This is about adjectives. What about prepositions?
To.
No, to relax, it's not here.
on,
This is infinitive too, not preposition. I'm asking you about a preposition, which is like to describe a place, which is, for example, on, in, upon, in front of,
on,
behind.
on in the first line.
Yes.
Down.
On, very good. We have down, very good. Down, on, yes.
Into the cafe.
Which line?
Number 3. There is a small wooden door that opens into the cafe.
Yes. Very good. What else?
of,
What?
of,
Which line?
the second line, signed over the door.
On either side, we can say on, because we are talking here something which is upon something, on either side. On, not of, because of it's here like of the door. It's like preposition, a phrase. Yes, what
With.
else?
From.
With.
Pay attention when you are mentioning a preposition. We need to like describe this place. For example, when I say down the street, so here I'm talking about the location. Okay. So we need to the preposition with which describe a location.
Hanging from.
Which line?
Last line. قبل الأخير.
From the ceiling, hanging from. Yes, maybe.
Yes.
We have here on walls. We have here
In the last line.
in, yes, very good. We have around.
Into,
Yes, into. We picked
Inter.
already. Yes, very good. Yes, yes, this is. This is about
Yes,
prepositions and.
near is the preposition.
Sorry. Yes, near.
Near preposition.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, my favorite place is to relax is a small cafe down the street from where I live. This cafe is on a small side street. As soon as you see it, you feel like going on.
and say with ما بتصير with
Which line? Yes.
in the third line.
With brightly colored flowers. With here it means like be أزهار ملونة or something or مع يعني it's not describing a location. I'm talking here about a proposition which is describe a place or describe a location. For example, I'm telling you about my favorite place, which is my village. Okay, so I need to tell you where is it located. أين تقع? So I need to tell you that it is, for example, between two hills, or it is near the sea. Okay, you see that I'm using here proposition to tell you about the location. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there are the 3 windows on either side of the door, and each window has a small window box with brightly colored flowers. There's small wooden door. Okay, here I'm describing like the door, the window. Okay, that opens into the cafe, and as you go in, you can see dozen. It means like many small tables all around the room. Even though it's not a big place, its size makes it very cozy and comfortable. What's the meaning of cozy? Cozy, it means like warm. Okay, warm, W-A-R-M, warm, دافئ. So it has the same meaning, cozy and warm. And comfortable. I always like to sit at a small table in the corner near the front windows. From here, I can look at the artwork on walls and the pretty, what the meaning of pretty? Pretty green plants.
A lot of.
Yes, very good. It means like a lot of, or very, or several. Hanging from the ceiling. What the meaning of ceiling?
The roof.
Yes, it is like the top part of a room or roof. Very good. Okay. But the difference between ceiling and roof, it is like the part which covers the top of a building, but the ceiling, it is inner part. Okay.
Yes.
With a strong cup of coffee. What the meaning of strong here?
Big.
Sorry.
Big.
No, when I say I love strong coffee, what do I mean?
Delicious.
No.
Heavy. قهوة تقيلة.
Heavy, very good, excellent. Strong here means like heavy. Okay. طيب, what is the opposite of strong coffee?
Light.
No, not light, it's weak. It is weak. Okay. When I say weak coffee, it's not heavy, it's light. يعني خفيفة. It's the main adjective is weak. It means like light or not heavy. So a strong cup of coffee, it means like كوب قهوة تقيلة يعني. And a good book, I feel very happy and relaxed in my favorite cafe. Okay, do you have any questions concerning this paragraph?
No, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. I think we are running out of the time. So after the cutoff, we will move to expository paragraph, which is the last type. Okay, hello again. Welcome everyone. I will share the screen again. Can you see my screen? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, great. So before the cutoff, we were talking about the descriptive, which is mainly to describe a person, a place, or maybe a thing. We still have like 1 point we need to discuss it before going to the next type. How can I arrange information inside the paragraph? We need to pay attention to the chronology or chronological order we discussed before, which is order of time. Okay. We need to, for example, if we are talking about a situation, we need to describe it. So we need to pay attention to the order of time, okay, which is like to start from the beginning and go step by step in order to reach to the final stage maybe. Order of space, description of location or scene. For example, you are describing the external part of the village and internal part of the village. So you need, for example, start with the external, then go to the internal. So you need to be like logical while you are describing something. Okay. For example, order of climax. Climax like it is climax like it is when, for example, going step by step in order to reach a conclusion of something. Okay, maybe here we are talking about a situation or an event that happened before. You need to explain or describe it, so you need to go step by step to reach till the conclusion. Okay, and the last one, which is order of importance, from the least to the most important, or from most or least important. Actually, I prefer this one, from most to least important. For example, I am describing something, so I need to focus on first on the main idea or the most important adjective or characteristic of something, then go to the least important one. Okay, so I will start with the most important to least important. Okay, so when I here talking about order of time, of space, or climates or importance, it depends on what I'm talking about. Am I describing a person? So I need to go, for example, with this one. Okay, to describe the most important quality or characteristic of his personality, then go to the least important. Am I describing, for example, a place? So I need to go with this one, number 2. Okay. Am I describing a situation? So I need to go with this one, order of time. Okay. So I need to start with the beginning and describing a situation that happened till I will reach the end. Okay. And In writing descriptive paragraph, DB, it means like descriptive paragraph, keep in mind the following. Use descriptive words or phrases. This is we mentioned before, okay? We need to describe like using some adjectives. Use sense words for effective description. Sense word like the 5 senses. When you need to describe, for example, a favorite food or meal, for example, you need to say some words. Some words like it is salty, it is sweet. Okay, this is like related to the taste sense. Okay, this is an example. Add specific details. Outline details using time sequence. Time sequence like order of time. Special position, it's like order of space. Okay, or similar types. This is repeated idea. Use transitions appropriate for the order used to organize details in a DB, like in descriptive paragraph. Transition, it means like transitional words or linking words. You need to use them appropriate, yani they are suitable or good in order to order your ideas. Okay? For example, you are describing a person, you need to use, for example, first I'm talking about appearance of this of somebody, then I will go with, for example, the internal characteristics. So I will go first, next, second. Okay, I'm talking about for example, describing a place, so I need to use some transitional words like for example, we need to use next to for example, to the sea, there was my house or something. Those are transitional words. I need to use them in order to keep the order of my sentences. Okay, is that clear? Do you have any question concerning the descriptive paragraph? Okay, so let's move to the expository paragraph, and this is easy as well. Expository paragraph, which is the last type of paragraph types. This type of paragraph explains something or provides instruction that they are used for explanation. When I say expository, it comes from the word expose. Okay, when I expose something, I just show something. Okay, so expose, I will write it in the chat. Expose, it means like to show something. يعرض. Okay, when I say expository, it is العرض. So expose, it means like to show, just to show information, just to show something. Okay, it could also describe a process and move the reader step by step through a method. This type of paragraph often requires research, but it is possible that the writer is able to rely on his knowledge and expertise. It can list facts, give direction, or explain ideas. Those are some theoretical information, I know that, but we will have some examples in order to make it clearer. Okay. So the goal of expository writing is to explain, just to explain something to the reader, or just to show the instruction or some ideas to the reader, just to explain something. We will have some here examples below. You will say that how expository paragraph is like. You can explain something in many ways. Some of these are by comparing two things or people. Example, you can compare two buildings. You can compare two, for example, political leaders. You can compare economic theories. Okay, this is the purpose is just to explain. It's just to show for example, the similarities between two things or people. يعني this is your responsibility is just to explain, it's just to show something, it's just to give information. Number two, by showing the step in a process. Example, you need to say or tell us how to increase profits, like المزايا or فوائد, how to evaluate a painting, you know painting, which is like a picture which you can put it on a wall. Okay, this is just to show the steps in a process, like موضوع معين or عملية معينة. By analyzing something, analyzing like تحليل, dividing something into its part. Okay, here we are talking about, for example, theories of learning, how to learn English, for example, what are the skills, what the skills are necessary for learning English. Okay, this is like just to show theories, like نظريات of learning. Okay, different kinds of government. Your purpose here, your goal, is just to show or explain or give information, not to for example, to describe something or to narrate something. No, here it just your responsibility is just to explain something. By persuading, the word persuade, it means like to convince. Persuade, it means like to convince. I will write it in the chat. Convince means like يقنع. Okay, persuade or convince, the same meaning. By persuading, maybe you will explain something in order to convince me as a reader. Okay, like trying to make others do something. For example, you will talk about the harmful effects of smoking. Okay, so in this essay, your purpose is to tell me to stop or to quit smoking. Okay, so you need to persuade me of the harmful effects of smoking. Okay, so this is an example: stop smoking, join an organization, or arguing for your opinion. You need to convince us by your opinion. For example, you need to you are going to tell us that American cars are better, for example, than maybe German cars, for example. Okay, so this is just to show us that your opinion is correct. Okay, the pros and cons of giving grades in school. What's the meaning of pros and cons? What's the meaning of pros and cons? It means like advantages and disadvantages. Okay, they are synonyms. When I say pros and cons, it means advantages and disadvantages. What's the meaning of advantages and disadvantages?
إيجابيات وسلبيات.
Yes, excellent. Like positives and negatives. Okay, for example, you are going to tell us about the pros and cons of traveling. So in this case, you are writing an expository paragraph, which goals or your purpose is to convince us that traveling is good for us, maybe, or is bad for us, maybe. Okay, it depends on you are talking about advantages or disadvantages. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. We have here so many models or so many examples. Okay. And the last page, it is just for some titles. Okay. You can choose those titles in order to practice writing. Okay. Because the more you practice, the more you will get benefits and your writing skill will be better, inshallah. You will have here some, for example, 15 titles in order to practice them. For example, if you face any difficult title, you need to read first, to read about it, and after that you will imitate or write a similar or your own paragraph. After reading it, after reading about it, after reading many maybe paragraphs about this topic, after that you will have the knowledge in your mind and you will start writing about it. Okay, maybe we have enough time in order to write this paragraph, which is an expository paragraph. Okay, yes, please, who can read this paragraph? Yes,
Yes.
go ahead. Yes, Lubna, you can read till second, okay, in order to give chances for others. Yes, Lubna, go ahead.
Is in the TOEFL test, which is one type of standardized test. It is important to keep certain points in mind. First, you must know the subjective area well. For example, to do well in the TOEFL test, you must be fairly fluent in English. That is, you cannot learn English just to succeed on the test.
Okay, thank you. Yes, who can read second till finally? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Second, you should learn the format and test talking strategies used in the TOEFL test. The goal of the test is to weed out non-fluent speakers, so some of the questions are tricky. If you learn trick, you can do better on this type of questions. Finally, it is a good idea to be recited and alert when you talk the test.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the last two lines. Yes, Noor, go ahead.
This means that cramming or all night before the test usually doesn't help. You should arrive at the test awake and clear-headed. In sum, if you remember these three basic points, you should do well on the test. Note: this model paragraph is an expository. The writer shows steps to do the TOEFL test.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Noor. This paragraph is an expository paragraph. Okay, it's talking about TOEFL test. You know what TOEFL test is? What's the meaning of TOEFL?
It's like degree when you be fluently in English.
Okay, so what TOEFL stands for? This is an acronym. You know acronym? Like every letter is for a word. So what is stand for? What does this word stand for? T for a word, O for a word, E, F, L. So TOEFL is test of English as a foreign language. Okay, test of English as a foreign language. When we have a word composed of many letters and each letter stands for one word, okay? So it is called in English acronym. Acronym, it is like اختصار لكن مكون من عدة أحرف بيعطيني كلمة. Okay, so it is a word composed of many letters. Each letter stands for a word. So it is called acronym. Acronym, okay? I will write acronym in the chat. Okay, acronym is a word that composed of many letters and they are formed as one word. Okay, like TOEFL, which is test of English as foreign language. To succeed, what the meaning of succeed?
To pass.
Sorry?
Pass.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
She said to pass.
Yes, to pass, very good. So it is a verb to succeed, like لتنجح in the TOEFL test, which is one type of standardized. What the meaning of standardized test? Standardized. It is. Sorry.
مثل نموذج موحد يعني.
Yes, very good. Standardized is an adjective, okay, which is like it is one type of something. Standardized test, it is like امتحان موحد. It is important to keep certain points in mind. First, you must know this subjective area well. For example, to do well in the TOEFL test, you must be fairly fluent in English. That is, you cannot learn English just to succeed on the test. Second, you should learn the format like the form of the questions, okay? And test-taking strategies used in TOEFL test. The goal of the test is to weed out. What's the meaning of weed out? You will see here, by the way, you will see here some difficult vocabularies. Okay, weed out is to eliminate. What's the meaning of eliminate? Weed out is synonym for the word eliminate. Okay, eliminate, it means like to get rid of something, like يستبعد, يتخلص. Okay, to get rid of something. So to weed out non-fluent speakers. So some of the questions are tricky. What's the meaning of tricky? When I say this question is tricky, it means like it is difficult because it makes you get confused. Okay? Yani as we say in Arabic, في نكشة. If you learn tricks, you can do better on these types of questions. Finally, it is good idea to be rested, like relaxed and alert when you take the test. This means that cramming all night before the test usually doesn't help. What's the meaning of cramming? Okay, you can see the definition here below. When you cram something, so you try to learn a lot of information very quickly. Okay, we say in Arabic, when, for example, a student need to study everything right before, for example, a night before the test. So he is cramming. We say, I think students give this like description, which is مزنوق, right? So cramming is trial of learning a lot of information very quickly, just for example, in a few hours. So this means that cramming all night before the test usually doesn't help. You should arrive at the test awake and clear-headed. What's the meaning of clear-headed?
اتجاه موحد أو واحد.
No.
I think الذهن صاحي يعني.
Yes, very good. When I say, for example, I am clear-headed, it means that I am able to think. Okay, ذهن صاحي, right. In sum, if you remember these 3 basic points, you should do well on the test. So as you see here, in this paragraph, this is, of course, an expository paragraph. So this is just to show the steps in order to teach you how to do the TOEFL test. Okay, so this is like to showing steps of something. I'm just showing information. I'm just giving you information. Okay, so you see that this is expository paragraph. Yes, you will see here some notes for you. For example, here, what is the topic sentence? You will see here, for example, that you need to avoid using must while you are writing. For example, you are talking about the necessity of studying well. So avoid using must because it is a little bit impolite. Okay, so try to use you have to, you should. Okay, instead of saying you must study. Okay, this is a little bit impolite. When I say impolite, يعني غير مهذب. So try to use like some alternatives for this word. Try to use it is important to study, not you must study. You try to use, for example, you should study. You have to study, not you must. Okay, so as you see here, that in the beginning of the paragraph, we said that it is important. Okay, it is important. Not I didn't say, for example, you must. It is important to keep certain points in mind. I didn't say you must keep certain points. Okay, but we have here first you must know. Why did I use here must? Okay, because here you will see that the writer started with must, as in first you must know the subject area, for example, because it is a necessity. لأنها ضرورة. Okay, so when I give advice, I try to avoid the word must. Okay, especially if I am talking to somebody that I don't know well. Okay, so when I give advice, I need to use some words like have to, it is important, you should, because it is more polite. But when I say you must, so it is a necessity, ضرورة. Okay. Do you have any questions concerning the paragraph or concerning the types of paragraph? We talked about the 3 types of paragraph. Last one, we talked about narrative. Okay. In this lecture, we talked about a descriptive and expository. And in this, till now, we finished the course. I really enjoyed with you. I really enjoyed this journey. And I hope I see you, inshallah, next semester. Okay, I hope you get the benefit from our course. If you have something or if you have any questions concerning the test or concerning the exam, you can ask me in order to answer you before the time is over. Yes, anyone have any question?
Miss, I want to ask someone some question
Yes.
about last paragraph we read. Which type of this paragraph?
Taking the TOEFL test.
Yes. هلا
Yes.
رح أحكي بالعربي. هو إنه من هدول الأنواع الأربعة هون you can explain something in many ways. Some of these are في أربع يعني طرق. أنا لأنه ما حضرت معكم هذه الفقرة فما أعرف يعني هو هذا
عندنا ثلاثة.
الباراجراف.
حكينا عن ثلاثة، حكينا عن narrative المرة الماضية، حكينا عن descriptive expository. تمام؟
تمام. بس النوع الثالث الباراجراف الاكسبوزيتوري في انه ثلاث خيارات by comparing, by showing, by analyzing something.
Yes. By comparing, maybe you will compare مثلا in order to show or explain something.
Yes. فالباراجراف الأخير لما حكينا عن talking the TOEFL test هو من أين نوع من هدول الأربعة؟
Yes, very good question. It is maybe 2 and 3. Showing the steps, because in TOEFL test, I'm talking about how to do TOEFL test by many steps, or maybe to analyze something. Okay.
اوكي يعني ممكن يكون اكثر من خيار.
ممكن
انه ممكن اشتغل على اكثر من طريقه.
حتى الباراجراف، اي باراجراف موضوع في مواضيع معينه ممكن تكون تندرج تحت narrative وبنفس الوقت expository، يعني it's normal.
اوكي
تمام.
اوكي thank you
for this question. هلا هون بالنسبه you can explain expository ممكن يكون احد هدول الاربع، او ممكن يكون بياخذ يعني comparing and showing steps، ممكن، او ممكن showing steps and analyzing. Okay. Yes, do you have any question?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all of you. I hope I see you inshallah next semester. Study well and take care. If you have any questions, you can ask me on the group and or privately, no problem. Okay, study well for the exam inshallah.
Thank you very much to a good learning.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all of you for your attendance and your very fruitful participation. Thank you very much and goodbye.
thank you goodbye
Thank you very much.